Javanese Horoscope. Welcome. In my vlog on the Islamic horoscope, I promised to look at the Javanese horoscope. So here it is. I might add that I found differences between my wife's understanding and between the various sources and within the various sources that I consulted. So I must apologise for any inaccuracies. Certainly when I discuss the characteristics of the various sort of horoscope signs, they do conflict. But when I researched it more, it only caused greater conflict. So I've kept them in. I guess it's my limited understanding of these characteristics, and so I leave it for you to decide. The Javanese calendar, Pananggalan Jawa, is the calendar for the Javanese people. It's used concurrently with two other calendars, the Gregorian calendar and the Islamic calendar. So the Gregorian calendar is the official calendar of Indonesia and civil society, while the Islamic calendar is used obviously by Muslims and indeed the government for religious worship and dedicating relevant Islamic holidays. Petangan or Geomancy plays an important role in Javanese culture. The Petangan tradition first appeared centuries ago, at which time it's been developed and recorded in both written and in oral traditions. This calendar, well, as I've said, the Javanese calendar contains multiple overlapping but separate measurements of time, called cycles. This includes the 5-day week, the Pasaran, which is traditionally set the day when the Pasar, or market, is held, the common Gregorian and Islamic 7-day week, the solar month called the Mangsa, the lunar month called the Wulan, the lunar year called Tahun, the octal-ennial or 8-year cycle called a Windu, and a 120-year cycle or 15 Windus called a Kurup. The native Javanese system grouped days into this 5-day week, the Pasaran, unlike most calendars which use the 7-day week. And this name Pasaran, as I've indicated, is derived from the root word pasar, meaning market. And still today, particularly in my village, for example, we have Pasar Pon, so we meet on the Javanese day of Pon for the market. And it's the traditional day to engage in commerce, buy and sell farm produce, cooked foods, crafts, etc., etc. So the names of these days are Lege, which is associated with white and the east, Pahing, which is red and associated with the south, Pon, which is yellow and associated with the west, Wage, which is black and associated with the north, and Cleon, which is blurred colours or all colours or no colours, and is associated with the centre. The Weton cycle superimposes the 5-day Pasaran cycle with the normal 7-day weekly cycle. So therefore, each Weton cycle lasts for 35 days, 7 times 5. So when Cleon coincides with Friday or Jumat, it's believed to be auspicious, and when paranormal activity is at its highest. But in common with the Islamic tradition, the day starts after the sun goes down. Although I actually believe that the time between Maghrib and Isha is often seen as a time in limbo, and therefore the most common time for paranormal activity. And the new day actually starts after Isha. An alternative to Jumat Kliwon is Selasa Weton, which is also seen to increase paranormal activities. Important days. For timekeeping, days are numbered within the lunar month, the Wulan, as is common with other calendar systems. So the date indicates the change in the moon and the symbols of life of the human in the world. The process of revolving life is known as chakra Mangilangan or Hiru chakra. On the first day of the month, when the moon is small, it is compared to a newborn baby. The 14th day, or Purnima Siddhi, the full moon, represents a married adult. The next day is Purnama. The next day, called Purnama, occurs as the moon begins to wane. The 20th day, Panglong, symbolised the point at which people begin to lose their money. The 26th day, Sumarup, represents the point at which an adult requires care. They see it as going back to their youth. The 26th day, Manjing, represents the return of the human to his or her origin. Dina Malaya, literally noble days, are celebrated by worshipping Gosti, or the god of the Kajaun god, the creator of life and the universe. Practitioners of traditional Javanese spiritual healing teachings have preserved a number of noble days, in particular Satut Suro, the first day of Suro, the new year, the equivalent of Halloween and the day when I clean my kris, Angara Kasi, Tuesday Kliwon, Dina Purnama, Jemla Legi, or Sukura Manis, the Friday Legi. Although your horoscope uses the Weton, every other combination of calendars can be used in Geomancy to create incredibly complicated profiles. In addition, your birthday may correlate to that of an important deity. So mine falls on the day of Dewi Danu, the Lake Queen, who is still deified in parts of Java and certainly in Bali. Horoscope, or Primbon. So the Weton calendar is auspicious on a child's birth and is actually used to create their original name, which is later changed as protection from black magic, because knowing the name can help those who want to use black magic against you. So your horoscope also uses the Weton cycle. Each day is allocated a number, and your character is calculated by adding these. So the numbers are Legi equals 5, Pahing equals 9, Pon equals 7, Wage equals 4, Kliwon equals 8. Sunday equals 5, Monday 4, Tuesday 3, Wednesday 7, Thursday 8, Friday 6, and Saturday 9. So when you combine these, you add them together, and it actually gives 12 character types, or Primbon. I should add that the Balinese have very similar systems, but when I looked into their interpretation, they seem to be completely different. So number 7, or Neptu 7, the characteristic, or Primbon, is Earth. They've got what's called a narrow character. They're not so good at socialising. They're awkward in social situations and have few friends when they grow up. They're lazy at work and maybe are irresponsible towards his wife. It's under the auspices, however, of a noble warrior who is predicted to bring parents a prosperous and self-sufficient life from both spiritual and physical aspects. They're also patient, humble, talkative, hate losing, and will travel far. Neptu 8, their Primbon is fire. They've got a bad character. They're irritable, hot-tempered, jealous, have a sour face, often fights because they speak inappropriately, and as a result often have few friends. So that they're usually irritable, their emotions overflow, which can cause a commotion around them. They're hot-headed and stubborn, but they're also brave, resolute, and can reason well. Neptune 9, the throne, this character likes to move around, likes to eat well, likes to travel, and if he is a leader, he may not be that effective in actual leadership, but they overcome this with their smart brain. They, however, are easily influenced by other people and don't have a strong stance. Even in their relationships, they can be carried away by those they're in a relationship with. However, they do have broadly good luck, not only in material terms, but also social and spiritual. They do have a desire to destruct what they create, but they're resistant to magical spells. And I think I've already said this, but just to reiterate, they like moving away, and so will live far away from home. Neptune 10, wind, is quiet in character, has a big personality, is intelligent and great passion, and they follow their actions in accordance with what they say. All affairs and works can be handy, they can handle anything, but they can be difficult to be consulted with. They're determined, kind, enjoy good relationships with siblings, and they smile easily. But what you need to remember is you have to be a humble person and try to get this sustenance. They do bring good luck to their family. They're quiet, responsible, smart and diligent. Neptune 11, the flower, is brave and shy, generous, brave, trustworthy, smart, eager to steal if poor. They're not suitable as leaders. They are the type of people who are fickle, especially in decision making. They have positive energy, and it's able for them to transmit this to many people. In addition, their fate gets better with age. They achieve greater success as they get older. They're generous, ceremonious. Neptune 12 is the way of the devil, the Nerimo character. Many people, although many people might like them, they have skills in finding work, but they often lose it when they get married. Their nature, however, is peace-loving, but they often succumb to others. They're obedient and diligent. They accept their destiny. They can be lucky, but they often lose things. They have big dreams. They like to be on top. They can achieve fortunes, but they often lose it very easily. Neptune 13, latitudes have extraordinary charm that attract others. Their warm, sociable character is liked by many. Not only that, they also have good fortune and achieve success throughout their life. They're talkative, peaceful. They love to be praised, but they do tend to be somewhat emotional and high-tempered. They're really a star. Their character is friendly and they have a good character and they make friends with good people. But they're not suitable to be leaders because they like adventure and they like to move around. They speak well, they have a good heart, they like staying up at night, they're good in trade, and they're harmonious with their siblings. Neptune 14, the moon, is perfect for those who are good listeners and advisors. They can be an enlightenment and a guide to many people who are experiencing problems. They have a loyal character, they always have a job, they're often happy, diligent, respected by people, but weak-hearted and lazy. It's difficult for them to become rich. Often if they have work, it doesn't last long, and they tend to be shy. Although they are very friendly and many people like them, they're said to be persistent with work, even though they manage to lose it. They do achieve success in their old age. They're multi-talented, quick at understanding, diligent in single areas, but lazy in others. Neptune 15, Sun, has a commanding, ordering character, but does not want to work hard, speaks loudly, but does not feel hungry. They have many acquaintances, and if married, they'll often have strife within the marriage. They're vengeful, tend to be tough and firm. They will experience problems in social life because their emotions are easily ignited. They're fond of giving orders, stubborn. They like to have enough to eat, a lot of relatives, but they're often in fights with them. They do possess leadership qualities. They're prosperous, they are likeable, but they quarrel very easily with others. Neptune 16, the water character, is gentle, polite, forgives a lot. Although they do achieve their goals, they're angry. When they're angry, no one dares to stop them. They'll be silent if bullied. They have traits that people like because they're nurturing, easy to manage and soft-hearted individuals. But their personality can turn very scary when they're angry. They're easy to forgive, they're fond of criticising, their wishes often come true. So you could say they're sociable, talkative, ambitious and wealthy. Neptune 17. The earth character is moody, quiet and kind. Some say they're slow because they're easily fooled, but they've got a quiet character. They can do dangerous work, but they're slow in taking advice and slow in obeying orders. They have few acquaintances and are often cheated. They have failed ambitions and are often a drifter and treated badly by others. But when they're blessed, they always feel happy. As they get older, they do amass wealth. They're quiet but scary when angry. They trust people too easily and they hate losing. Neptune 18, the plenary, exudes a selfish and dominant childlike characteristic. They'll often sulk if their wishes are not fulfilled. They have a hot temper, they're scary, can challenge opponents, and they're arrogant if rich. They're whiny and boastful when rich. They like to be alone. They're brave but a bit rash, playful, but they do know when to back down. Well, I really hope you've enjoyed this vlog and that, not only got something out of it, but provoked thoughts. I'm not here to push my beliefs, my thoughts on you, only to open up your own thinking, get you thinking about the world and life. When I started The Real Magic of Java, I believed that I'd only release them every month or maybe every 2 months. But now I find myself adding to this subsection once or twice a week. But please subscribe and hit the bell to get notifications for when I add new parts to this subsection. In part, the reason why I'm doing it more often is that the concept has moved from filming rituals and events that took place in Java to me also describing my beliefs and philosophy. And that does come in response to people expressing an interest in it. But of course, me actually seeing rituals and events really doesn't happen so often. What I would say to you is that there's no attempt at subterfuge on my behalf. And when I do experience rituals, I will include them for you to see. And as I say, there's no way I'm trying to mislead you. And if I believe there is subterfuge, if I uncover it, I will point it out to you. I'm trying to be as honest as I can be. Now, please make comments, please ask questions, and I'll try to be as honest and open with you as I can be. Of course, there will be some of you who disagree with me, particularly when I talk in terms of my own beliefs, my own feelings. And, you're welcome to alternative feelings and we can agree to disagree. Sometimes I find that people on YouTube can be unnecessarily attacking and aggressive, and at times I don't restrain myself enough, and I apologise, but it's not my intention to put anybody down, I know what I talk about can be emotive, and it can be challenging to your beliefs. But, I'd love to enter an open discussion, a heartfelt discussion. But unfortunately, I often come across things that are, especially when people quote the scriptures to me, I've just no idea where it takes us, you know. Because I'm speaking from the heart, you know. I mean, you know, sorry, if you want to quote the scriptures at me, do so, but it doesn't have much impact on me, you know. I personally have no desire to impose my feelings on you, and I suppose when people try to do it to me, it washes off, you know. All I'm trying to do is I'm trying to share my feelings with you, and I'd love an open discussion on feelings. I really would love it, you know. And sorry if I don't always react as best I should. I try and cure this in myself, but I think this is part of the sort of narcissism of social media that I talk about so much in this subsection. So look, if you've enjoyed it, I really urge you to listen to other sections on this channel, particularly the 4 audio books that I've uploaded onto this channel. Yes, they are in a novel format. They are novels, but they go into much greater depth than my thoughts and feelings. Now, what I would say to you is these are sequential. So my thoughts and feelings develop as we go through each chapter and each book. So it does begin with 1.1, the Chinese cemetery. But, you know, hey, it's up to you. Feel free to dip in as you wish, as you want. And, you know, really heartfelt thanks for listening to this. And I really want to say a great big thank you, and God bless you.